You open the banking app before your feet even touch the floor. 6:47 in the morning. The room is still dark. The only light is the one coming from your phone, cold and blue, glowing against the ceiling. You swipe, you check the number, and for a long moment, you just stare. Not because something broke, not because a payment bounced, but because the number is the same number it was last month, and the month before that, and the month before that. You are not broke. You are not behind on rent. But somewhere deep down, you know the truth you've been avoiding. You are not building anything. And time does not wait. There is a word for what you're feeling. It is not failure. It is not laziness. It is the specific, quiet dread of a person who can feel the clock moving, but hasn't yet figured out how to move with it. Hey, I'm Liam. Welcome back to Liam Explains Investing. If this is your first time here, hit that like button and subscribe. We break down the money moves that actually change trajectories. Let's get into it. The problem most people can't name. Let me tell you about two people. Same city, same salary, same Monday morning commute. Person A gets their paycheck, pays rent, fills the fridge, covers the car, whatever's left drifts into a savings account, earning 0.4%. The month ends, they do it again. Person B gets the same paycheck, does most of the same things, but $200, just $200, goes somewhere different, automatically, silently, into a Roth IRA, invested in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. 10 years pass. Person A has the same balance they had in year one, adjusted slightly upward, with inflation quietly eating what remains. Person B has over $40,000, not from working extra hours, not from a windfall, from one quiet decision, repeated every 30 days, for a decade. The difference between these two people is not income, not luck, not education, it is architecture. One of them is building, the other is waiting, and not sure what for. According to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, the vast majority of Americans could not cover a $1,000 emergency without borrowing money or selling something. Not people without jobs, not people in poverty, people with W-2s, people with health insurance. People who look, from the outside, like they have it completely together. The U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis puts the personal savings rate at 3 to 5%. The U.S. Census Bureau reports median household income at roughly $75,000 a year. 3% of $75,000 is $2,250 a year. That is $187 a month, sitting in an account being slowly erased by an inflation rate the Bureau of Labor Statistics has logged running well above historical norms. This is not a saving strategy. This is a holding pattern, waiting for a storm while refusing to build shelter. The number that quietly changes everything. There's a number I want you to hold in your mind. $200 a month. Less than most Americans spend on subscriptions, drive-through meals, and purchases they can't remember by the following Monday. The CFPB and FDIC have documented it. The average American household spends more than $200 per month on recurring digital charges and impulsive purchases they never sat down and decided to make. I want to say that slowly. This money already exists in your life. It is just pointed the wrong direction. But here is where it gets real. When you take that $200 every single month and route it into a low-cost S&P 500 index ETF inside a Roth IRA, you are not just saving money, you are installing a firewall. A layer of protection that runs quietly in the background whether you're watching or not, and builds while you sleep. What the firewall does to your awareness. The first thing that changes is not your bank balance, it is what you can see. Before you start, money is abstract. It comes in, it goes somewhere, the number changes, you don't always know why, but the moment you automate $200 into a Roth IRA, which carries a $7,000 annual contribution limit in 2025, something shifts. You start noticing the $14.99 streaming service you haven't opened since January. The $23 drive-thru run on a Tuesday when you weren't even hungry. The $200 you always assumed was spoken for, but wasn't. Most people never max out their Roth IRA, not because they don't have the money, but because they never made the decision to look for it. This is the invisible gift inside the discipline. The firewall does not just protect your future self, it makes your present self more conscious. The math behind the firewall, exact numbers. Let me show you what $200 a month actually becomes. Not estimates, not approximations, the actual formula financial planners use. Future worth formula, FW = PMT Kungsnäbbel 1 Incenspalling Baus 1 BA. PMT = $200 monthly contribution, R = 0.00833 10% annual over 12 months. N = total months invested. The S&P 500 has averaged tilde 10% annually over the past century. Not guaranteed, not promised, but historically, stubbornly real. Here is what the math actually produces. 10 years, 120 months, you put in $24,000, firewall built $40,900. 20 years, 240 months, you put in $48,000, firewall built $151,900. 30 years, 360 months, you put in $72,000, firewall built $452,000. 40 years, 480 months, you put in $96,000, firewall built $1,265,000. Take another look at that last row, slowly. $96,000 deposited. Over $1 million built, not earned, built by time doing what time does when you don't interrupt it. The rule of 72. At 10% annual returns, money doubles every 7.2 years. Start at 25. Your money doubles at 32, again at 39, again at 47, again at 54. By the time you're 65, your $200 a month habit has doubled 4 times. You don't earn $1 million, you grow 1, slowly, quietly, inevitably. Velocity is your money moving toward you or away. Here is the part that nobody says out loud at the dinner table. Most people's money is not moving toward freedom. It is moving in circles. Average credit card interest rates have now crested above 20%. That is not a typo. That is not an exaggeration. That is what is happening right now to tens of millions of Americans who are working hard, paying the minimum, and watching the balance barely move. You work, you earn, you pay, and somehow the number stays almost the same. That is not bad luck. That is compound interest running backward. It is the most sophisticated wealth extraction machine ever built, and it is pointed directly at you. Meanwhile, there is a person in your city earning what you earn who redirected $200 in January. Their firewall is getting thicker every single month, while they sleep, while they work, while they wonder if it's really making a difference. It is. The accounts available to you right now that most people's firewalls are missing. The Roth IRA, $7,000 annual limit, 2025. Tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals in retirement. The single most powerful individual savings vehicle in existence for most Americans. The 401k, $23,500 annual limit, 2025. If your employer offers a match and you're not capturing it, that is a 50 to 100% guaranteed return on day one before the market moves a single point. The HSA Health Savings Account, triple tax advantage, pre-tax contributions, tax-free growth, tax-free withdrawals for medical expenses. One of the most underused accounts in personal finance. These are not secrets. They are not reserved for people with more money than you. They are available right now, and most people's firewalls are missing every single one of them. The real cost of waiting. I want to be honest with you about something. There is a specific kind of pain that comes from knowing, truly knowing, that you should be building something, and watching the months go by while you don't. You have scrolled Zillow at properties you can't afford yet. You know that particular ache. You have watched the gas pump number climb, and done the math in your head, and not liked what you came up with. You have stood at a mailbox with a medical bill and felt that cold drop in your stomach that does not fully go away. That discomfort is not weakness. That discomfort is information. It is your nervous system telling you the firewall is thin, the system is not running, the $200 is available, and it is going somewhere else every month, somewhere you can't name by Monday. The people who build wealth are not smarter than you. They are not luckier. They are not waiting for the right time, the right amount, the perfect plan. They built the habit when the amount still felt embarrassingly small, and they let time do what time does when you don't interrupt it. Every month you wait is a month that cannot be recovered, not because you're behind, but because compounding is front-loaded. The early years do the heavy lifting. The early years are now. Time is your single most powerful ally, and it is leaving the room. Freedom, what the firewall actually buys you. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Actually close them. Imagine a morning, 4 or 5 years from now, when you open your banking app, and you feel something different. Not dread, not anxiety, not the quiet shame of a number that hasn't moved. Curiosity. You open the app out of curiosity, because you already know the number is moving. You have seen it move, you have the evidence, you are watching something you built grow. In that version of your life, the job you have is a choice, not a cage, because you know that if it ended tomorrow, the firewall would buy you time. Not forever, but enough. The medical bill that arrives is a number, not a crisis, a problem with a solution, not a wall without a door. The mortgage rate that adjusts, the property tax that climbs, the expense that surprises you. They are inconveniences, not catastrophes. Your foundation is deeper now. It can absorb the tremors. Your credit score rises, not because you tried harder, but because the financial pressure that used to leak into every spending decision has lifted, just slightly, and then more, and then more. The grocery run, the dinner out, the Metro card, the birthday gift. You do them inside a structure where the firewall has already been funded this month. That is not a restriction. That is freedom. Real freedom. The kind that does not announce itself. The kind that compounds quietly in the background and becomes visible only when you look back, years later, and realize how far you've come from that dark bedroom, that glowing screen, that number that never moved. Kremli Thalo Vulcandinis. 3 actions. Real timelines. No excuses. Step 1. Within the next 24 hours. Open a Roth IRA at Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard. All 3. Free to open, no minimums, no account fees. Choose a total market or S&P 500 index ETF, VTI, FSKX, or SWTSX with an expense ratio under 0.05%. Set a recurring transfer of $200 a month. Automate it. Do not think about it longer than 20 minutes. The firewall does not need a perfect plan. It needs to be switched on. Step 2. Within 7 days, log into your HR portal or call your payroll department. Confirm you are contributing enough to your 401k to capture your full employer match. If they match 3%, contribute 3%, minimum. That match is an instant 50 to 100% return before the market does anything at all. No index fund on earth can offer that on day 1. Step 3. Within 30 days. Pull up your last 90 days of bank and credit card statements. Find every recurring charge you don't actively use. Cut 2. Use that reclaimed money to eliminate high-interest debt or increase your Roth contribution. This is not budgeting for its own sake. This is patching the holes in the firewall so the money you route toward freedom actually gets there. The morning this video began, you checked an account. Maybe you felt that familiar dread. Maybe the number was exactly where it was last month. Maybe you already knew the truth before you pressed play. The firewall does not build itself all at once. It builds one layer at a time, one transfer at a time, one quiet, automated month at a time, through market corrections, through hard seasons, through the years when it feels too small to matter. The first year, it looks like almost nothing. The 10th year, it starts to feel real. The 40th year, you open the account, and the returns for that single year are larger than what most people earn from a year of working. Not because you are extraordinary, because you installed the firewall, and you left it running. The most ordinary, extraordinary thing a person can do with money is decide that $200 a month is enough to start. Because it is. If this helped you see things differently, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm Liam. I'll see you next time.